Why Overwatch ranked feels so miserable. 1,500 comments, 176k views in 2 weeks.
Of Overwatch, and that this rant comes from a place of love. I want Overwatch to succeed, but if these problems aren't addressed, it won't, straight up. And that's why I'm making this video. Let's start with cards. In Overwatch, you can only see your rank update every 5 wins or 15 losses. The 15 losses thing is just there in case you manage to lose 15 games before you win 5, which almost never happens, although I've managed it. Each one of these 5 wins is called a card, and on your way to finishing one, the game keeps track of your wins and losses, reporting your overall after every game. If you hit 5 wins, it resets to 0-0. The goal is both to give players an extra incentive
Jesus
to play
Christ,
and
what
to
is
reduce
that
the feeling of a
fucking
loss.
Crosshair?
If you have 4 wins, you'll keep on going to finish the card and see your rank go up. If you lose a game, you don't have to watch the number go down. It just adds a little number to your losses on your card. No matter. And that all sounds great, but the negatives far outweighs the positives. The little extra boost of, oh, I need to finish my card, is flaky and it only applies sometimes. To truly keep people playing ranked, to truly get them invested, you need to make them want to rank up, despite all the frustrations of playing a competitive game. And that's where Overwatch has failed. First off, it's confusing. While your rank isn't updating on your profile for these cards, it is actually updating, and this can change matchmaking and change your rank after the season ends.
So they should
For
bring
example,
back...
if you're on 4 wins and 13 losses, but you didn't finish your card, you would derank after the season ended in order to update it. And if you're on 4 wins and 13 losses, which is 9 games down, you would presumably be down 2 ranks and be in games that are 2 ranks lower than before the card started, even though your rank is the same on your profile. In every other competitive game, it's as simple as win means rank go up, lose means rank go down.
Yes! That's how it was in Overwatch 1! I don't understand! Sorry.
Rank if you go below.
Oh, hold up.
But you derank. And that makes a lot of sense. It also leaves you with a way to check the system. Hey, I'm only getting 15 for winning, but if I lose, I lose 25.
They should do it. This is exactly how they should do it. I don't fucking understand.
What's up with that? But now you know, and it can always be explained. Maybe you're playing in lower elo lobbies, and as a result it expects you to win because you have the advantage. Maybe the system is performance-based and your stats aren't as high as it expects them to be. Maybe the game thinks you should be much lower than you are, so it's just trying to push you there. All of these are explained and able to be inferred, but when it comes to Overwatch, it's totally different. Everything is hidden. I just went 5-3 and deranked yesterday.
Wait, that's 5 and 4 though.
What? With everything so hidden, there's no conclusion that you can come to other than that the system is broken. You can't possibly explain it away. Which games in your card were responsible for losing extra or gaining little? What was the elo of the lobbies? How much more rating are you losing than gaining? It's impossible to tell. You can only assume that the system is broken, and what's the point of trying to climb a broken system? And that's where a lot of players just give up. But what about before?
I feel like Overwatch could be so much more popular if they haven't just kept fumbling the bag over the past few years, bro. And I think they started fumbling the bag when they haven't updated the game for 4 years in Overwatch 1. That's when it all went downhill. Didn't update the game for 4 years and it all went downhill, dude.
Or you finish your card. Surely that's where all the benefits lie. No. Going on a loss streak at the start of the card instantly destroys all your motivation to finish it. The very opposite of what this system is meant to do. You're just going through the motions of getting the 5 wins, knowing the entire time that you have a D rank waiting for you at the end. And the wins are super stressful because you know if you don't get them, the D rank will feel even worse than it already feels. And when you finally finish it, your win is rewarded with a nice big demotion. 5 and 10.
Yeah, let's go,
Awesome.
champ!
Let's talk about another example.
God
Picture
damn.
yourself going 4-0. You're 1 win away from finishing your card and seeing that sweet rank
Yeah,
up.
let's go, champ!
But you can't get it. You lose, and you finish at 5-5. You never got to see your rank go up. You were never rewarded for those 4 wins. But boy did you feel the pain of those losses. But without this system, maybe the 4 wins would have been enough to actually rank you up. You would have had a new peak. Sure, you would have lost it immediately by losing the next 5, but at least you hit a new peak. Instead of becoming happy and being rewarded for your wins and then losing
Instead
it,
of being happy,
just stressed because your happiness and achievement are being held just out of arm's reach. You never got to feel your victory. You felt nothing when you won and felt terrible when you lost. Again, the exact opposite of what the system is designed to do. The idea behind the card system is great. I'm all for encouraging people to play ranked more and lessening the feeling of a loss.
Fuck the card system, bro. Just go back to how Overwatch 1
But it
was.
comes at the cost of feeling terrible the entire time unless you're only winning. Each loss feels less bad, but as you stack them up, they just sit there and they weigh on you until you get your 5 wins. And if you're negative, you don't
just be like me and go 5-0 every card. Nick, you've never gone 5-0 in your life, bro. But like, I'm trying to think of another game that's out there that makes you win X amount of games for it to change your rank. I don't think the games I've played, Apex doesn't do that. When you finish a game at Apex, you see your rank go up or down. I played Valorant. Valorant shows your rank go up and down after every game. Is there any other game? Yeah, it is a dog shit system, and I feel like Overwatch is trying to be different, but they're like kind of failing at it. Is Fortnite like that? I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never played Fortnite because Fortnite made me.
You only get to watch it go down at the end. Let's talk about regions. Overwatch removed the ability to choose the region that you're playing on. If you want to play a different region or get NA West Coast games as an East Coast player and vice versa, you must purchase a third-party VPN. This is a problem for a few reasons. One, it used to be extremely common for EU players to come play on NA, because people talk more often, there's less toxicity, and there's no language barrier provided you speak English.
Yeah, fuck you, EU. Stop being toxic. Speak English. Everyone speak English.
Like South America
so you guys can come.
Australia, New Zealand, it's standard to play on a server with more people like NA. And anything above Masters, it's required. You'll never find games, and if you do find them, they'll be super low quality, hence the different region. But again, you have to purchase a third-party VPN. For as long as Overwatch has been
that
out,
actually
NA
does suck
East and
for
West
EU
Coast
to
have
all
been
speak
divided,
different languages and
I
whatnot.
can't for the life of me figure out why. We don't even have an East Coast server. What is called East Coast is actually Central, which makes it so people playing on NA East from EU have about 30 extra ping all the time. But what I don't understand is why they aren't merged, or why we're not at least given the option to play one or the other. Queue times have been a notorious problem, especially in top 500, oftentimes going above 20 or 30 minutes. Wouldn't doubling the player population lessen the queue times? Why keep the two communities completely separate? It's weird to me.
And that's another thing about how Blizzard games do it. I don't like what Blizzard does with World of Warcraft, and I think I knew they were gonna do something to Overwatch just like the same, dude. I don't like how in WoW you have like the classic WoW, you have the retail WoW. I feel like you're splitting the WoW community on two different games when it could just be on one game and that'll be more populated. And I don't know. I just don't like how they try to split everyone.
There's a million things wrong with it, and although it only affects a tiny percentage of players, it's still important because it's essentially the end. It's what players aspire to achieve. It's supposed to be the peak of Overwatch Ranked, the promised land, where every game is good and you always have good teammates and everybody calms and wants to win. And that's what it used to be, but nowadays it's not even close. Motivation of top players is at an all-time low. It's rare to get a game where everyone tries their hardest to win, even more rare to get a game where everyone's hard calming. Even pro players don't join voice chat anymore. Nobody plays after they get to a peak that they're happy with, and those that do are always on alt accounts, which means they don't care. Lots of people don't even bother getting to a peak they're happy with, because it doesn't mean anything anymore. For us that have been in top 500 for so long, just the act of getting top 500 doesn't matter at all. It means nothing. What does matter to us is how high in top 500 that we get. Top 250, top 100, top 50, 25, top 10, top 5, rank 1. All of those are goals that we can set for ourselves, goals that we can be proud of achieving, and achievements that we want to show off. But finishing top 500 is rewarded the same as finishing rank 1. You just get this lousy title for a season.
Damn! Lousy.
That, but the peak rank
a
on your
lousy
profile is
title.
basically fraudulent. Finishing in a high placement is far more difficult than starting the season in 1, and because we no longer have a number to represent our rank in Overwatch 2, what we get on our profiles is peak rank. For top 500 players, that's the highest placement that we've been over the course of a season. The problem with this is that the very beginning of the season is massively easier than the end of the season. Like, I can't express to you how much easier it is. In Season 1, I started the season at rank 95, and after a month of not playing, I wasn't even in the leaderboard anymore. But my rank 95 peak on my profile is the exact same as the person who was ranked 95 after that month passed. Even though their achievement was far more impressive than mine because they got it later in the season, we still had the same thing on our profile. Season 6 is a great example of this. On the day that the leaderboards came out, Diamond was top 100 for tank. By the end of this season, top 100 for tank will be so much higher than Diamond, but the person who hits top 100 at the end of the season is going to have the same thing on their profile that the Diamond player who got it at the start has.
Wait, so if you're Diamond and you hit top 500, it's not going to show that you're Diamond anymore? It's just going to show that you actually hit top 500? But that's actually fucking insane. Wait, so you can... It will say it looked like you hit top 500, which is... cool. You hit top 100 in top 500, right? People are going to be like, holy shit, you're good at the game. You must be GM, right? But then you're queuing for fucking Diamond lobbies.
The result of this is everyone in high elo playing as much as they can for the first week before the leaderboard comes out, getting a super inflated peak that they won't be able to come close to for the rest of the season, and then not playing anymore, because they well and truly have no chance to touch that peak again. You just wait for the next season and rinse and repeat. And there's no point to finishing a high rank either. Again, all you get is that silly top 500 challenger title. I know it sounds crazy, but the motivation for top 500 players is much different. We're here because we're super competitive and we want to be better than everyone else, and we don't have a way to show that off anymore. The inflated early season peaks means that anyone flexing a top 5 peak or a rank 1 peak is just a clown, because we all know they probably got it at the beginning when it barely counts. We used to be able to flex. Our SR peaks mattered and they hit hard. If someone had a 4.6k peak, you knew
Whoa, don't say Jay. Don't say me. I am always. Doesn't matter if it's the beginning of the season, the end of the season, always in top 500.
Insane.
Always.
If someone had a 4.7k, you knew they were rank 1 and probably a pro. If you ask any top 500 Overwatch player their peak right now, they'll tell you what it is instantly. Mine was 45.65. Now that we have no way to prove it or show that off, we just
46.39 by the way,
There's no reason
chat.
to grind. We can't even see our ranks on our portrait anymore. Another problem with GM1, not necessarily top 500, is that low GM1 and high GM1 are completely different experiences. It's truly the difference between Diamond and low GM. The lobbies are at a completely different skill level. But you have no idea what rank everyone in your lobby actually is, and private profiles hide that from you as well.
Remove private profiles.
No matter
Private
what role I'm
profiles are
playing.
not a fucking good idea. Who cares if you're a Mercy one trick with 18,000 hours? Who cares? Own up to it. Dude, private profile. You know private profiles are on by default. So if you never change that setting, you're always going to have a private profile. That's crazy, bro.
The hero that I picked...
Overwatch needs to stop fucking babying people. Stop babying people. Because you can't hide the toxicity from like everyone. If you hide private profiles, there's still going to be toxicity. You can't stop toxicity.
Depends on how hard that I need to carry. If I'm able to recognize that I'm in a much lower lobby than normal, I'll pick a hard carry hero like Honor.
Is there private profiles in Valorant? Oh, okay. The only there's no I don't think you could check. Can you check in Apex? Those are the only two games oh, you can't in Apex either. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I feel like Overwatch is like they're making this game. I don't know. They're just fucking making this game so weird.
I'll pick Lucio because that's what I'm best at, even if he has less impact than the other supports that I can play. You used to be able to tell because everyone's rank was plastered in front of you as soon as you got in the game, and it was super hype when you got a really high elo lobby because they were rare. The feeling of getting one of those and everyone instantly hard calming trying to win is unrivaled. Imagine matching against the rank 1 player and trying to make sure he lost so he wouldn't be number 1 anymore. Or denying the rank 2 player from hitting rank 1 by beating him. It's just not the same anymore. Another side effect of removing SR numbers is that there's no way to tell how far away you are from the person above you. In top 50, it's common for people to be multiple games apart, meaning you have to win several times to get enough elo just to climb one more spot. In top 10, multiple games can be a lot of games. A great example of this is this player who won 9 games in a row but didn't go from rank 2 to rank 1 and still had no idea if he was close or not. This is a symptom of another issue in super high elo. The ranked system is not as difficult as it used to be at the very top. In the days of Overwatch 1, you needed to maintain a 70% win rate or higher just for your SR to go up in top 10. But in Overwatch 2, it's much easier. Many players are able to keep a solid win rate at the highest level, and it just becomes who plays the most, not who is the best. Combine that with the fact that our rank doesn't go lower between seasons, and you get what we have now. People can have huge win advantages over others just because they were super high ranked the season before. There's also a bug that has been in the game for months because of the cards. With every win and loss in top 500, you watch your placement go up and down. But when you finish your card, it goes up or down again, even though every win and loss has already been accounted for. Which really makes you wonder,
Wait, that's actually kind of true.
Outside of top 500 too, and there's just no way to tell? One more thing is a weird quirk about the duo system that some problematic players are abusing. No matter how high in GM1 you are, even if you're top 10, you can duo with people as low as GM4. Duoing with someone that low not only makes your queue times faster, but it also makes your games a lot easier, leading to some players who refuse to queue unless they have a super high ranked player smurfing on a GM4 account to duo with.
Damn!
And how do those duos keep their accounts at GM4 when
That
they're
is
winning all the time?
fucking
They throw.
scummy
All
as
of these
shit.
problems are
Wait,
easily
that is
solved.
scummy as shit.
Yeah, let's go, Jay!
A certain flyer enjoyer? Oh, that is scummy, bro. That is fucking... That's crazy.
Oh, win everywhere!
That is crazy.
And were solved in Overwatch 1. I could happily sit here and talk about
That's why you
balance.
queue with Meg. Notice how they said... Notice how SK said... A really good GM1 player on a GM4. I play with Meg. She's never GM1. She's always GM4. So nothing really changes there, chat.
And the problems that other players cause, like toxicity, throwing, one-tricking, etc., etc. But we aren't even there yet.
And usually that GM1 player, like that certain person was duoing with, would be on an alt account. No, this is just Meg's main. Yeah.
The system needs to be fixed first before we even get to any of that. I'm going to suggest what I think would fix all these problems. I don't expect any of this to actually be added to the game, and there are tons of different ways to fix all of these. As long as the devs recognize these problems and discuss them, then I'm happy. First off, give us SR back. Let us see it go up and down every game, and give us the option to turn that off if we want to. Ditch the card system, it's way too confusing and it doesn't achieve what it's meant to. Reset everyone above GM to Masters 1 every season, and release the top 500 leaderboard on day 1 of a new season. But limit the minimum rank of the leaderboard to GM1. Give top 500 players a title at the end of every season that they can use that says what they finished at. For example, rank 3 support or rank 250 tank. Animated sprays would be super cool too. I miss those, but that's asking for a lot. Make the highest ranks more difficult.
Oh, they don't do animated sprays anymore? Really? I actually never noticed that.
Players in top 10 shouldn't be able to stay there below a 65% win rate. Let us see our ranks on our player portraits. I also think it would be really cool if there was a rank above GM1 that didn't have any numbers and was difficult enough that not even everyone on top 500 had it. Rocket League has this in the form of SSL, and it gives people a goal to reach despite the ever-fluctuating leaderboards. No matter how hard or easy top 500 is, that rank would always be hard, and it would be the end goal of everyone playing ranked. Bar GM players from playing with each other if they're too far apart. Make Team Q a permanent game mode, but set it to certain times of the day.
Nah, Team Q, that goes back to what I said earlier. You're splitting up the player base. Just make it all in one queue. I hate how there's like 18 different fucking competitive modes and shit. No, man.
Day so that everyone's queuing at the same time and the queue times
Oh,
are
she said do it at the specific day. That's still a different queue.
ridiculous. And also
Look,
queue a permanent game mode.
it's a permanent game mode. A permanent game mode. So it's going to be a different game mode. It's not in the fucking the comp ladder.
Set it to certain times.
Put it like Valorant. Valorant competitive. You could solo, or you could 5-stack, or you could... No, don't make it another fucking competitive... It's stupid, dude. This is stupid. When I go play competitive, and then sometimes there's a fourth one. That's stupid. You're splitting up so many fucking...
times of the day so that everyone's queuing at the same time and the queue times aren't ridiculous. And also, why is open queue the first leaderboard that opens up when you open up competitive leaderboards? It's the least competitive mode. Combined should show up first, or tank, or DPS, or support. Anyway, Thank you for listening to my rant. I'm super passionate about this stuff. Be sure to leave a comment if there's anything that I missed. Have a good one.
I don't know, man. I feel like they should stop. Like, I want 5 stacking. Like, notice how they came up with that. Notice how they came up with a new competitive mode for team queuing. People use that for like 1 or 2 days, and then they just went back to role queue because that's what everyone plays. Like, scrap this. I'm gonna be honest with you. Competitive open queue, dog shit. Competitive mystery hero, I'm pretty sure some people like that. Take this out. You have those 2, and just let people 5-stack in fucking roll queue, bro. No, open queue is dog, dude. Like, competitive mystery hero, like, go slap that in like arcade or something. Yeah. Ready after next.